Hello again. In this brief video, I'd like to demonstrate how to add a plot. You can see I'm expanding it here. Two plots already exist. We can click on that and go to it in a moment. I just run the time course to make sure it worked and everything. This is one of the examples to the COPASI files. I loaded this in FKB. So. Let's quickly go to it then. Go to plots. We see there are two plots there. We can look at these to see how they're structured. You put in the plot title and information here, and then there's just one single curve in this. Again, in the main one, you can use new plot and then click to the right, or if you're in one, you can click new plot. And I'm going to call this levels 2 or whatever you want, of course. And we then click on, by default, it's a 2D plot. You can see here, you can check mark active. So when you run the simulation, if this is checked, then the plot will show. If it's unchecked, then the plot will not show. Each of these activities requires time for calculation and always requires time for calculations, but things are slowed down if they have to distribute the results of the calculations and things like that. So then we want a new curve, and I always go with model time, and that's on the x-axis as you see, and then the y-axis I'm going to go with a species. I'm going to go for transient concentrations, and I'm just going to go with this one here. You can add an additional one just by a new curve, so you'll have more than one line on the curve, or a histogram. Watch out for where you hit deletes, because they're going to delete different things, so make sure you know what you're doing. You can capture the data before, during, or after the task. By default, it's during, so you see the plots simultaneous with the run. You can see up above here we're simulating in concentrations rather than particle numbers. And we'll commit on that. And then I'm going to make another one. This one I want to do flux. And so again, I'm doing model time. And now, of course, we'll go to reactions, concentration flux, and I'll pick one of the reactions. You can add additional ones and commit. Both of these are active. And when I go to time course and run, I ran so fast you didn't get to see them, but here are the results of those. Maybe now if I run it again and minimize this, it's going so fast you can't see it, but anyway, on your full screen, if you have them scattered around, you can see these develop as things are going. So this is our levels graph. You see the label down here and units and everything. You can print it, you can save the image, you can save the data. This will save just the data that's on this graph into a text file that you can call up into Excel or any other type of thing. Zoom in, zoom out, and show all, hide all, and close. You can also click here to close it. Here's a complex one and trajectory that was already part of that example or sample. And here we can note that if you click on these, it'll make things disappear. There's the red one. Oh, that's not the red one. Maybe that's the red one. So it automatically adjusts the y-axis, as you note. So you can add and subtract these. Click them again to put them back in. Very nice, rapid assessment of these. And again, print, save image, save data. And if you click Save Data, all these would be in there. These would be the column headers, and then the data points throughout this time period would be in there. And of course, you can track these. The first number on the left is the time down here on the x-axis. The other number is the, in this case, the concentration in micromoles per ml. The y-axis on the left, so you can scan that. So this is a very nice way to watch what's happening in your model as you're designing and developing or whatever, and just to keep an initial assessment on things, or you can make actual measurements off these as well. Okay, that finishes this presentation.